Welcome back to Math 171 Pre-Calculus Algebra. In this video, we're going to talk about the idea of exponential functions and then evaluating an exponential to a real number. So an exponential function is going to be something in the form f of x equals b to the x. And then we have a restriction on b. B has to be a positive number. And we also will not allow b to be 1. Because b was just 1, then 1 to any power is going to be 1, so that would be kind of boring. Same idea with b not being 0, because 0 to any power, with the possible exception of 0 to the 0 power, is going to be 0. But any other thing we can put in there that's a positive number is fine. We don't allow negative numbers, because then you start getting into issues like negative 2 to the negative 1/2 isn't defined. So therefore, b has to be a positive number. But then the other thing that we deal with an exponential function is we're going to let x be any real number. So the question is, how do we do something like 3 to the square root of 3? Now, we've had stuff in algebra that we certainly know how to take 3 to an integer power, but we can also do the rational power, remembering that a to the 1 over n is the same thing as the nth root of a. But what we can do with this 3 to the square root of 3, so we can start with something like 3 to the 1.7, which ends up being 6.4730. Then 3 to the 1.73. And that gives us 6.6899. And we can keep on going along this. 3 to the 1.732. And that's going to be 6.7046. And if we do 3 to the 1.73205, we end up getting 6.704, actually that's going to round to 50. And we can keep on going along that line. If I end up putting just 3 to the square root of 3 in my calculator, it will give me an answer to that. It comes out to be, rounding to 4 decimal places, 6.7050. Which is pretty close to what we had before. So the idea is we're just taking closer and closer values to that exponent, and then it's going to approach something, and we're going to decide that what it approaches is that actual value. So that will conclude this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about one of the most common applications of exponential functions being compound interest.